Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing tonight? I hope you're well or surviving the week. If you're a professional wrestling fan, survival is important because, it's not always great. And it's not great at the minute, is it? Let's be real. It's all over the place. But how are we all? How is everybody in the chat? How is everybody? Hope you're all doing well. We certainly have a lot to get through tonight, and we do have our one random watch along. They'll be at the very end of this show. We've got so much to do, so we certainly run with it. All right, Matt, what's cooking? Let's see if I can find some news before this whole shit started. I'll come to that in just a minute. Looks like there's nothing significant here, which is fine because I have some different news. Okay. Did you hear about TNA not selling out? Yes, I did. Let's start with that. Actually, see, before we start with that, hold on. Ugh. Let's do one thing first. Don't do what I'm about to do. Yeah, much better. Presentation definitely matters. Yes, Slammiversary is 3,500 short of the ticket allocation. The allocation inside a 17,000 seater stadium or arena, they're getting 6,000 allocated, which I think is absolutely stupid. And it's only 2.5. And I don't think it's TNA's fault. And I'm not going to lambast blame on a company here or anything like that, but I think it's purely they've not advertised enough for this event, and I actually think that's shameful. Now, I'm going to see Twitter accounts about this that are going to be out there going, oh, blah, 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 it's a sellout where it matters, and then they'll try and fuel tribalism, and then you'll have WWE accounts that'll make little jokes, and then you'll have AEW drones that'll, to be fair, WWE and AEW drones really are an insightful little bunch of clowns, but I guarantee this will be the conversation. WWE fans, oh, it's just TNA, and AEW fans will literally just say, haha, so much for the number 2 promotion. It's going to be a tribal fuel when it shouldn't be. I think TNA, this is my final prediction for seating. I think TNA will get about 4,700, maximum 5,100. That's what I'm thinking. I think TNA will still sell at least another 2,000 tickets, but I don't think they'll sell out. There is a marketing problem, I agree. And I'll tell you another thing as well. Nobody's going to look. Certain TNA accounts are not going to like this, but it's okay because I'm the only real TNA fan left. So I'm going to say this to those fans, and I hope they fucking hear this. See that president who's obsessed with appearing on NXT when his world champion gets beat, and he sits there at the very end of the show with his leg crossed? You're meant to be the head of the company, and I don't see you doing enough, mate, for promotion. The same TNA accounts that I am calling out right now have been in this man's reply saying, "Oh, please, 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 get us a new TV network." Begging him to do something. But here's the funny thing, you imbeciles. He doesn't give a shit about you. If he did, he wouldn't have got into bed with WWE. Mic drop. He's the owner and the president, as well as a figurehead. He's all of it in one. You want to talk about promotion across North America right now? Jeff Jarrett is working overtime. I'm surprised he's still going. That's not a tribal thing. That's just a fact of life. Sponsored by Pepsi Max Cherry. Yeah. When do TNA ever do price increases? I'll tell you. Never. TNA don't do that. Understandable, Matt. And what's up, Fernando? I still just cannot take it seriously. Like, why would you increase the prices as well? Like, here's the funny thing, and I can say this with complete honesty. Right now, TNA might be hot as a commodity, but they're not a hot enough commodity to charge increased prices when that still goes against inclusion of a fan base. I don't understand why you would go all out to increase your tickets to then slap it about. It's a slap in the face. Interesting. I'm going to be honest. I thought last week was shit. I actually think this week was actually not bad. I think this week was not bad. Not technically true, but they are going to. There was only one or two. The rest were just in their position, if that makes sense. I'm going to say this now before anyone else comes at me in terms of scoring the who won the Thursday night situation. Last week I gave a point. Last week I gave the win to Ring of Honor. I said Ring of Honor was the better show last week. This week I'm calling it a draw. So I'm actually giving no points this week. I'm giving the point. Last week was the point to Ring of Honor. This week, even. I think Ring of Honor and TNA had equally comparative shows. Neither were better than the other. I'm just saying this now. I will say this, there is one thing that Ring of Honor did do last night that's got me a little bit confused. I think confused is a valid thing to say. But yeah, I'm giving it an overall draw. I'll tell you who actually came off the best though this week. TNA and Ring of Honor's women came across better than the men. And I say that despite the impressive work by the likes of Mustafa Ali and Griff Garrison, Wheeler Yuta, Jason Hotch, Santana. Honestly, I actually think the women superseded the men this week. Last week it was the opposite. Last week no woman realistically impressed me. And I stand by that because I didn't see a lot of interest in their work. They weren't standing out. They weren't doing enough for me to suggest they were actually aiming to do more. Whereas I got something out of this one that I actually quite like. So hang on. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm actually going to turn the music off for this one. And please don't think I'm picking on you. That's not the case. I want you to answer a question, and I want you to think about this answer. I want you to really think about what I'm asking and then answer it carefully. You say they shouldn't worry about attendance. If it carries on, then worry. It happened a lot in the other company. I hope that doesn't happen to TNA. And this is the question. Why shouldn't they panic right now when another company you should panic quickly? I just want to ask that. This is not me singling you out. I'm not picking on you. I'm just asking you an honest question. Why should they not panic sooner when elsewhere it was, attendances have decreased, let's panic now, or let's mock? Because I can already tell you, TNA are getting mocked for this. Not by me, because I don't mock companies when it comes to lowered crowds. That's cheap. But before you answer that question, and this applies to everybody if you want to give your own input, why shouldn't they panic straight away? Bear in mind, Slammiversary, for example, is the anniversary show of the company. If Slammiversary doesn't even get close to a sellout, Think about what happens to Bound for Glory. You know, the biggest show of TNA. Like, put that into context. I'm not singling you out, guy. That's not what this was about. I'm just asking you an open question. Why should TNA not panic right now? But when for another company, it should be, yeah, panic. Let's make some decisions. What's up, Fletch? How are you? So before anyone comes at me or anything like that saying I'm picking on him, I'm not. I'm asking him a very fair rebuttal question to his point, because that's how it should be. You ask those kind of questions. So explain that to me. And nobody be a smart arse. I'll wait for your answer before we carry on. Fletch, come on, this is all in general. Be respectful. But yeah. What's up, Rich? The funny thing is TNA basically started the whole small arenas before everybody. Well, apart from ECW. Like, TNA is small town. They only started increasing on the pay-per-views. Effectively, if you look at it, TNA and AEW do the exact same thing. Bigger arenas for their pay-per-views, smaller time frame for a small arena. Sorry, for the like the weekly episodes. Good thing is they're not dead yet, but yeah. Appreciate that, Rich. Thank you. It's not a new thing, though. It's not a new thing. This is revisionist history. I'm sorry, but that's revisionist history. The 4 hours are only like. Do you want to know why they're doing the 4 hours? It's because of the counter programming. Like, plain and simple, they know what people are going to watch. Excessive is real, but that is the manner of it. Glendale for Double or Nothing, yeah. It's certainly not. That's true. I agree with that. What I will say is, though, is it's not even just the NBA. That's not technically true. But even so, if they're running 4 hours, here's an idea. Don't put it all 4 hours in one night. The actress that did that awful angle where she lied about AJ Styles taking advantage of her, died. She wasn't even that old. I remember that scarily well as well. Claire Lynch. Wow. When did she? Nice. When did she die? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's horrible. I'll put up a little. I'm going to put up a little tweet about her. Hold on. That's a horrible shame, that. Like, that is a serious shame. So she was found dead. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Hang on. These reports are saying she died 2 months ago. I mean, to be fair, and I'm not kidding, by the way. She quit TNA because of TNA fans. That's one thing I'll blame TNA fans for. They really laid into her. It was horrible. Eddie Kingston hopes to train with Ortiz and Homicide in preparation for in-ring return. Fuck's sake, give me strength. But yeah, this report is saying she died 2 months ago. That's strange. Seriously strange. New Japan are doing brilliantly right now. And I will be doing more of that, don't worry. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I've just not had a lot of chance, dude. Honestly, and that's my fault. And I'm gonna be redoing most of it from Dominion onwards, so that's for sure. I'm gonna do Dominion coverage, and then I'm gonna do all the G1 like I do every year. I really need to get back into doing it more because I watch it, but I haven't covered a lot of it, and I'm a little bit annoyed at myself about that. But I'm going to. They can do a lot better. Just remember what happened to your football club when I told them the last time I saw you. That's life for you, though. Yeah, the reports just come up as fresh news, but they're saying she died 2 months ago, which is wild. CML, like, to be fair, I watch all this stuff, but I have to cover it all the way. I need to get all of it on here. Finding it is difficult. Like, not in terms of finding it to watch it, finding the time to do it all is difficult. I'll try. I will try, though. most people making fun of TNA, but the tendencies don't watch the product, because if they did, they would know that TNA's been increasing tendencies. I'm not going to say anything, but when you look at what you've just typed, all I want to hear from you is, okay, you've been right all along. You to me. That's all I want you to say when you read what you've just typed. That's all I'm going to ask is for a, yeah, you were right. Any wrestling events this weekend outside the bubble? There's actually quite a few events on this weekend, actually, and because I'm kind to you, I'll give you the full list. Don't start. Don't. I will absolutely go off my nut. Still the worst fucking titles of all, like title switch of all time. House of Glory's on tomorrow, by the way. Santa from Puerto Rico. Santana versus Tomohiro Ishii for the House of Glory World title. GCW's on tomorrow as well. There's actually a lot of GCW on this weekend. Strange. Yes, I am, Fernando, sadly. What else is coming up? Maple Leaf is up, obviously, next month. Back-to-back nights. But mostly this weekend, if you're watching stuff, it's House of Glory and GCW. Fuck knows what they're going to do. No, not their partnership. Read what you've just said about attendances and then come back to me. She's on the card, yeah. And I will be giving that a watch. I actually do like the card, by the way. I will be watching it after Against All Odds. I've got it all lined up to watch, so I've got a late night ahead of me. Which is going to be a fucking fun night, put it that way. But yeah, don't worry, I've got it all set up for me, and I'll make sure that I'm covering it all for everybody, okay? We got a lot. The only annoying thing though is, wait, what? What? Why the fuck is Against All Odds on at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning? Not 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. That's new. But there's no WWE pay-per-view on tonight. Is there? I thought Worlds Collide was tomorrow afternoon, before Money in the Bank. Yeah, Persephone was on the show. But even so, like, they've done the event at the same time as SmackDown and all that, so it hasn't really mattered. This is the first time I've seen them go that late. Looks like I'll have to find something else to do for that 2 hours. I'm making sure there's something. That should still be 1 o'clock. I'm checking. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, I thought so. It's saying here it's on at 12 o'clock, but then on Triller it's saying 3 o'clock. I swear, Triller's ran by morons now. Triller this, Triller that. Who's a Triller beyond my thriller? What's up, Larbark? How are you? I'm more of a. This might shock you, Daniel, but I'm more of a fan of Shocker Cito. There's one for you. But Kemenito is a bit of an odd, spicy character. What's up, Babu? I'd move back to you, my friend. Yes, there's rumours that Cedric Alexander might sign with TNA, which I find strange. People were saying he's perfect for the Hurt Syndicate. I'm gonna say this with the greatest respect to everybody. If you think Cedric Alexander belongs in the Hurt Syndicate, you're no better than a WWE drone. Sorry. Because if Cedric Alexander was to go to AEW to join the Hurt Syndicate, you are no better than the people that criticize WWE for how they use talent. And I say that with the greatest respect. Because that is what people are so argumentative against. Cedric does. You know what he needs to do? He needs to go in the indie scene. We need another WLC match. I think one's enough. Thanks for letting me know that people are making fun of TNA, people that are probably overreacting. One time they failed in a year, people should give them a chance. They should lower the price. Oh, okay, now you're doing what I used to do, and we can't have this. When I stuck up for TNA when their tickets were going down and when their attendances were dropping and they went into worse arenas than they should have done, literally with the most utmost respect, you're now coming across as somebody that attacked AEW for their attendances by saying give TNA a chance. TNA simply don't need a chance. What TNA needs is to simply advertise their product better and stop catering to people who are obsessed with tweeting the owner and the president for reactions. Yeah, she's a brilliant actor, and I'll be watching that film once it's up on the, the space. I don't think any company should be mocked for their attendances. But what I will say though is if you constantly say on your show, and this is something I believe in, if you consistently say on your weekly shows, any company, we are sold out, record crowd, XYZ in a row, it comes back to haunt you. That isn't a dig at companies per se, it's a reality check. So where was the same energy for AEW? They should. Too bad Carlos Silva is a pleb. What happened to Wesley? His downfall in NXT needs to be studied. I'll tell you what happened. He got injured, came back as a heel. I mean, sadly, I will. I will still care, but I just hate the circumstance. The difference is at least I'm honest. At least I'm honest about it. There's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than just that. People are forgetting this, which is unfortunate. Like that's not an overreaction, that's a fact. See the way things are going. It wouldn't surprise me if that is honestly Apollo Crews or Cedric Alexander or Ron Truth Killings. It'll be a male talent, not a woman. I don't think it's a woman because, quite frankly, what's Killer Kelly going to do to what's Killer Kelly going to do to Mustafa Ali? I mean, if she wants to get some ideas off me, she just needs to, you know, Tasha Steelz knows who I am. That's not a joke. Well, she knows off the channel and the account, like the weekly Steelchair account. Most importantly, you can thank Impact 1000 for that. Just like Giselle Shawn knows what this account is. Oh, there's another pipe bomb. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a problem in itself. Don't do that. You say the difference is a billionaires running the company. Who's running WWE right now? You want me to prove you something? Hmm. Surely not. That can't be. That can't be right. If that's correct, then there's something seriously wrong there. You can't compare the difference when TNA's highest ever sellout was 9,800. And I don't think comparing TNA to any company in terms of large crowd sellouts is an unwise call. And the reason why I say it's an unwise call is that's not what TNA is about. Yeah, 2.6 million for the whole viewership alone last week, by the way, which I find very, very surprising. Independently, yes. Manageable at times, no. Smart with his finance, though, yeah. What I was looking at actually was Anthem's net worth. No wonder there's so many issues. I don't see enough trial and error from them. Good. Absolutely not. Dixie Carter is one of the biggest fools in wrestling. Now, many people have listed her as a nice person, but when it comes to the company itself, really stupid. And also, she sabotaged TNA when it mattered the most. Oh, but it was Hogan's fault. It was Bischoff's fault. No, it was Dixie's fault. Yeah, they're so against TKO, which is funny. Dixie is something that wrestling didn't want or need. The only female owner in the business that mattered is Jeff Jarrett's great grandma. Technically not true. Can't believe I'm actually fucking defending those two plebs. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hogan and Eric Bischoff, when TNA were going into full HD, they amped up the production rate of TNA. They did. That's the only thing I'm going to praise them for. Apart from making Bobby Roode a legitimate heel. They amped up the production when the production was already there. The problem is they were given the job. They were given the job. No, they did. I'm not saying anything against it. I'm not denying that. But it's plain and simple. They amped up the production in 2010. It was already good in 08 and 09. Like, that's a fact. Like, the 08, 09 stage, the production, the 2 hours HD on Spike, they were going great. hence 1 million a week consistent views. Then you give more power to Hogan. Who gave Hogan all that power? Exactly, Stussy. Dixie Carter gave all that power, and Dixie Carter was given one chance with Spike TV. One chance. Do not rehire Vince Russo. Vince, can you secretly write for me quietly? Can you just do things quietly for me? Yeah, sure, sure. I mean, Spike said don't do it, but they done it anyway. What happened? The head of Spike found out that he was still writing for the company when he said get rid of him. Dixie Carter, this is head of Spike. TV network, we're just here to let you know. Oh, by the way, TNA is now off the network. You've got 90 days to find a new network. Don't believe me? Go and look it up yourself. Dixie is the worst owner in professional wrestling history. And that includes the person who bought Memphis off Lawler and Jerry Jarrett. Dixie Carter is the worst owner in professional wrestling history. No, she gave them her. You know what she really did? You want to know how bad Dixie Carter is in terms of business? Listen to this guy. The thing is, she kept backing Russo. Hogan got the manipulation in late 2010. Not the start. But Dixie enabled it all. When you enable that shit, how do you defend it? Countdown to Against All Odds on the YouTube channel, 2:30. The Elegance Trios on the Countdown show. Oh, I'm gonna need fucking paracetamol tonight. But it's saying 2:30. Wow. All I see on this thumbnail is Zaya Brookside, Myla Grace, and Harley Hudson. That's all I'm visualizing now. If Absolutely. I wish Dixie Carter did not get involved with TNA. I wish it was someone else. Or just her dad. That might sound incredibly harsh, but I stand true on it. If you guys want something quick to watch whilst you're listening to me, listen to this. Listen to the guy who made the Knockouts division. Don't worry, I'll let you. I'll even listen to it again myself. I've listened to it so many times. But listen to Dutch Mantel, and then you tell me after you listen to that clip who's good or not. be fair, she was heavily active on like her Twitter account for TNA in like 08, 2011, etc. Hmm. Crazy enough, he actually replied to me on Twitter today, Dutch Mantel. I might actually try something crazy. Brandy especially. Yeah. I might try something crazy with Dutch Mantel. Because I like listening to his podcast every week. I love him talking about old wrestling stories. I might at some point try and just interview him. Or ask him. Or just don't pay attention to them. That might be the smartest move you can ever make. But yeah. I'm not going to say the word out loud, but I'm going to put it in the chat. Oh, wait, never mind. YouTube didn't like it. But at least Twitch liked it. Wait and see if it appears. Yeah, what I've said from my Twitch account is what Brandy Rhodes is.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, before we get into the reviews, I will say it again. In terms of who won this week between Ring of Honor and TNA on the Thursday night production, Ring of Honor wins this. I'm just kidding. It doesn't. It's a draw. I know you can help it, Abu. I appreciate it. But we are going to get into it, and I am going to start with Ring of Honor. Last week we started with TNA. Ring of Honor doesn't have a go-home show this week. TNA is a go-home show. But we are going to obviously start with that, so I'm happy to go with this. I like both shows, but when I'm looking at from an overall perspective, I need to find the common balance. And I think it was an even week for both. I think it was an even week. I think there's some areas where I'll say where TNA was stronger compared to Ring of Honor, and I'll say where I think Ring of Honor was stronger. Brandy, I've not had a drink of brandy in years, but it's got a unique taste of don't bother. Okay. So on this Ring of Honor episode as well, we have the return of Athena as well. She's not been on the card for quite some time, which is okay. She's got a Proving Grounds match against Rachel Armstrong. Wheeler Yuta will be looking for a 4th straight win. He's up against Aaron Solo. I actually quite rate Aaron Solo. He's actually quite a decent talent. He's not overly special, but I think he's got a unique look about him. Yo, Catherine, what's happening, lovely? How you doing? How's your lovely soul doing? Hope you're doing good. Appreciate the fact that you were listening while I was driving. Anybody who does that is a lovely soul. Anybody who does that for this channel, I appreciate it because that's a unique kind of loyalty, which I really do appreciate. But this is episode number 119 of Ring of Honor on Honor Club. We are going to see how this goes. But first of all, let's go to our opening contest, a women's tag team contest between Persephone and Catherine's worst enemy versus Dulce, Tormenta, and Layla Gray. This is the Ring of Honor debut of Persephone. She's teaming with Catherine's worst enemy. The same worst enemy that was on Ring of Honor last week. Just kidding. She's not been on this promotion in 4 months. Yeah, she was in the opening match. All I want to say is this was a really good tag match, but it's just reliant on the fact that, again, Thunder Rosa's in it, and Thunder Rosa's putting on the blip. She's getting that ass grown, but her talent's just not there. We got a good chance for both talents in the crowd from the crowd. That was Persephone and Layla Gray. Layla Gray is incredibly gifted, and Persephone's got the hopefully the potential to lead CMLL for the women's division for many years to come. I'm certainly unsure how it's going to go, but we'll see. And Persephone did not hold back at all. She drops Layla Gray with a big body slam. Tags in Thunder Rosa, who gets a couple of near falls. She then hits and then we then get a sunset flip counter from Layla Gray, and again, overuse of the roll up. The roll up is becoming a big problem for me right now. Everybody's wasting it. I don't know if you've seen this at all in pro wrestling right now, but the roll up is becoming a heavy use in matches. It's becoming like near enough every 5 minutes there's a roll up attempt. I'm getting pissed off by that. I won't lie. Layla Gray absolutely bitches Thunder Rosa, and she tags in Tormenta. Persephone gets back in the match, and it became after this a luchador fest, and that's not a bad thing because we came to see that. Persephone is leading the charge, controlling the pace of the match. She goes for a frog splash, and Tormenta's like, I'm not having this. You know what's fun? Something about that, Ric Flair. No, I agree. I agree, Abel. Here's the funny thing, Fernando. See, if I was Jim Ross, I would come back and say, oh, he's just seeking attention. If you know, you know. Tony didn't do anything to Thunder Rosa. What are you on about? The Britt Breaker and all that did, yeah, but Thunder Rosa sandbags people in matches. She deliberately puts talent down. But yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm honestly not kidding. Jim Ross should come out and openly tweet it. Ric Flair is just seeking attention. Jim Ross won't do that anyway because he's not like Ric Flair. Ric Flair's a dick. Jim Ross just really likes Natalia Neidhart's sister. Nah, well, he doesn't, but we see his tweets. We know what Jim Ross tweets. But yeah, if I was Jim Ross, I would go, Ric Flair, you're just an attention seeker. Yeah, she had a great run, but she also sandbagged so many people, bringing them down, which is cruel. Now, obviously, I wish Ric Flair recovery from cancer. I really do. But I don't like the fact that he came out after his tweet and said, oh, it was just a joke. Ric Flair, by the way, Jim Ross's surgery went really well. All the cancer's being treated and it's being removed from his body. Doesn't give you the right to still say that about him. It's not funny to joke about cancer. Everybody at some point in our lives will know someone close to us that has either died from it or suffered from it and then eventually survived cancer. Ric Flair, of all people, you should know it's not funny to make such a joke like that. It's not funny. You can make jokes about anything on this planet that actually is funny, but not cancer. And before anyone comes back at me, oh, you're being so soft. Well, you're full. All right, let's not do that. I've just grilled him for this. Don't do that. All right, don't do that. That's not right. Let's not do that, please. That goes against what I'm standing for and what I'm stating. Let's not do that. All right. Speaking of JR, his latest video from 7 hours ago is over 1,000 views. Fair play. Something about the video's about Shawn and Stone Cold at WrestleMania. He probably will, but it's not a good idea. Back to the action, of course. Layla Gray's back in the match. She dominates Persephone, hits a Shining Wizard and a Dragon Sleeper. Beautiful combination. Rosa breaks the hold. Yeah, that's more like it. He isn't a nice person. No, he's not. He's a dickhead. Thunder Rosa would break up the Dragon Sleeper. Layla Gray then locks it straight back in. Persephone, with a worthy comeback, hits a Copeland spear. And we push on. Tormenta and Rosa face off next with Rosa. She gets a beautiful drop kick. Too bad her face isn't. Cobra Clutch is locked in, and we've got a tap out. Decent little match. It's just a shame that, unfortunately, that the result of the victory went to Thunder Rosa, not Persephone. Especially on her debut, why you would give the result to fucking Thunder Rosa, but okay. Decent, decent opening contest. I mean, this is reality. I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to ask Tony Khan. And when I say ask him, you have to try and ask him before you lose your head in his eyes. Because we know what you're like, Catherine. Fuck you, Matt. You bastard. Catherine, that is disgusting, but I absolutely agree. You did not make me. You did not make me laugh. You make me rage. Abel, you are my loyalist. You defend this. Wait, unfortunately, she's on the fucking. All right, Catherine. You know what? See for that, I'm just gonna. One moment. I'm gonna prove to you that I don't. There you go. Light bulb. Me. Oh, there's my bed. Don't you test me, woman. Don't you test me.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I think I want off this planet. I think I really want off this planet now. Ugh. Horrible. Okay. We get a backstage segment of the gimmick that we all slaughtered last week. Oh, Catherine, believe me, I'm having to drink Pepsi Max to clear my throat. The frat house. Oh dear God, this fucking gimmick. Abel, you bastard. Abel, you fucking bastard. Abel's actually taking a picture that I'm putting in our group chat. You motherfucker. No, Catherine, this gimmick is horrible. And we've already explained how we can fix this. We change the name. We change the colour. We call them the fraternity. We make them wear black. But they look clownish. This is horrible. No, no, Catherine, it does not. But this was just... Nah, I just can't take it seriously. This segment was horseshit. And we've got them backstage doing a initiation, like a pledge by drinking. This is just... Ian Riccaboni, again, mate, this is why you're on AEW, mate, because your commentary having to deal with this crap, I'm glad you've got better at the minute. No, Abel, you will not. Abel, don't you fucking dare, Abel. It's just super bad, Matthew, that's the problem. The gimmick could be a whole lot better if they rename it to the fraternity. But we've got two new pledges. This match actually is pointless, by the way. There's nothing about this match. It ends quickly. Catherine's best pal, Thunder Rosa's backstage. MC. Oh, I know that you do. That's why the education system is failing. Sorry. I think even you'll agree with me on that. That's not an insult. In general in your country. You know full well the education system is going to shit. Fucking hell, Catherine. We get a backstage segment from Persephone and Thunder Rosa next. Persephone asked her to join the female for a match, and Rosa accepted this. So, Catherine, this partnership is not over. What's up, Maria? How are you? Now, see, Catherine, you know full well how bad the American education system is. You can still survive and thrive, but until you get people that actually give a shit about education in charge, the next generation of Americans are fucked. That might sound horrible if you're an American, and I'm not saying this to put you down, but facts be facts. Maria says, great segment. Well, the Thunder Rosa Persephone one? Well, Glenn, it would help if I've ever been to Turkey or Greece, but I haven't. I've only ever been to Hungary. In terms of out with that area. Oh yeah, the American education system is a fucking toilet seat. Once you put it down, that's your education. Your education is Flush the pan. Up next, we have Wheeler Yuta versus Aaron Solo. This is the praise of, no, we can't, Matthew. We're doing Ring of Honor first. You know the score. Wheeler Yuta needs to have a look at his beard and have a debate about himself. This was a good match, though. This is where I say, like, throughout where TNA and Ring of Honor, who won certain matches, the opening match, TNA wins that. The mid match, TNA wins that. The third match, Ring of Honor wins. Because Wheeler Yuta versus Aaron Solo, perfect. Really, really perfect. Solo is still the BTW Heavyweight Champion. Genuine workhorse. He works really hard, deserves a lot of credit, but he gets beat with the big knee. Yeah, Yuta needs to trim that beard down. He looks like Sami Zayn. Really, really poor. Catherine's other favourite friend, Mansoor's up next, announcing he's going to have a proving ground match with Bandido. Taya Valkyrie translated Mansoor's broken Spanish and predicted he would win next week. Bollocks. No, guy. If we're saving the best till last, then that would be Indy Hartwell. And speaking of saving till last, we have your main event, Ring of Honor Women's World Championship Proving Ground match, Rachel Armstrong versus Athena, who returns to Ring of Honor action. This woman, her run is incredible, but I'm starting to wonder when that title reign is going to end. Like, I really do wonder. All round good flurry of matchups. Loved it. I think this is where you see some good strength out of both women, but again, the set out power bomb is enabled after the 450s missed. Athena then just continues to beat the shit out of Rachel Armstrong, and then out comes Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa has challenged Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. So, yeah. And as the show ends, returning to Ring of Honor is Dalton Castle. You can put the moat down on that one. Oh, Fernando, please no. Yeah, she challenged with a hair versus hair match, but she's also challenged. She's challenged Athena for a title match. Lexis King needs to get off X. Fucker said wouldn't be the first time I outdrew Okada. Lexis King couldn't outdraw Okada if he had the same level of experience and talent as him. He's an ugly ass fucker. I'll go one further. Lexis King won't even outdraw his dad, and his dad's been dead for 27 years. Well, she's challenged for a hair versus hair match. Britt Baker will probably say, "How about hair versus teeth?" Nope, nope. Calm, breathe.
Hi, Mom.
For viewing purposes, I officially hate you all for the next 5 minutes. You bastards. Every single one of you. Absolute bastards. You're all a bunch of... You know what you are? You are all a bunch of Vince Russos. You bastards. Aye, huge ones. What the hell did I do to deserve this? What the fuck did I do to deserve this? This is bullshit. This is this is grade A bullshit. Ah, you evil bastards. You are all close to getting a timeout, each of you. These are all evil. you bastards. Fletch, that Fletch, no, no, no. This is bullying now. This is full on bullying. I'm gonna call the FBI and I'm gonna call fucking Lisbon police. Fucking evil. You're all evil. You absolute sons of bitches. For that alone, if I get one more comment, I'm giving the predictions title win straight back to James automatically. Even if he gets no matches right, I'm giving him the title by default. I'm going to do a prediction screw drop. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I'm so tempted. Anyway, let's move on. So, because we still have a match review to do, so if anyone wants to jump on and do that with... Oh, yeah, I was going to say, we forgot that, didn't we? Hold on. I knew I forgot something. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you guys to, like yesterday, give me a minute, obviously. Predictions are getting done tomorrow. Don't worry. We're doing the prediction stream tomorrow, but I forgot something. Like last night, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give me a number, but we need to remove number... What was it we did last night? What match was it we did last night? It was Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio last night, wasn't it? That's the match that... No, it was Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Alright, I need to remove that. That was number 25. No, Guy, we can't have 25. That was already picked. No, that's not. Fuck's sake, Catherine. I need a number between 1... One and 64, but you can't say 25. Alright, number 7. Right, number 7. We did Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar, yeah, so let me quickly do... You guys are getting freaky with your numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's that one. So that's 7. I'll do it in order, so let me get 13. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh. Oh, that's a beauty. That one's a beauty. 17. So 14, 15, 16, 17. One of my favourite matches. Zodiac, you might know my brain. Because that's one of my favourite matches. Because I got asked this question recently. And Guy, I said between 1 and 64, so I can't accept that number. 18, okay, so that's this one. Ugh, had to be one of his matches. $19 and $20. Oh, that's a good one. Catherine, you can get number 1 because 13's already been named. So you can have number 1. So number 1 is a great one. And Matthew says 44. Remember, it's only 1. The rest of them will be on the follow-up streams. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay then. So just for context, Abul picked Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles. Last man standing. Number 13 was Maria. She picked Ric Flair versus Sting at Clash of the Champions. Zodiac picked Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe at Lockdown. Somehow Voodoo Luck, the guy, picked Austin Aries versus Samoa Joe. Catherine at number 1, you picked Kenny Omega. Sorry, no, that's not true. Fernando, got Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom. Catherine, you predicted Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio at Halloween Havoc. And Matthew, your prediction at number 44 was Ric Flair versus Terry Funk, I Quit match. So I'm just going to give them a quick shuffle. Share screen, and let's see what match we will do for the end of the 2 reviews. Let's find out. You did pick another classic, one of my favourites too. To be fair, they're all my favourites anyway. Number 1. So tonight's show will conclude with Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. And that means our next classic watch-along stream will start with Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 19. To think our next stream our next stream are these matches. Jericho versus Michaels, Briscoes versus Styles and AJ, Mysterio and Edge versus Angle and you know who, Okada versus Omega, Dominion, and then that stream will end with Bret Hart versus Stone Cold at Survivor Series. So that is the aim. So that's going to be quite an interesting stream. I like that prediction stream. It's doing really well. Well, that the predictions overall, but I'm enjoying the classic watch-alongs. They're fun. I get to do some good commentary as well because my commentary is better than Michael fucking Cole's. Okay, on this Impact review. I hate you all. I physically hate you all. This is cruel. This is evil. You lot are diminutive. Absolute evil vultures, all of you, and I will get revenge. I will get you all. One by damn one by damn one. I will get you all. You evil monsters. What did I ever do to deserve this? Ash by pain. What did I deserve? What did I do to deserve this? You lot are evil. Evil. But we push on, so. TNA begins with Indy Hartwell versus Tasha Steelz, accompanied by the Great Hands. This is actually a very comfortable match. Indy Hartwell, since leaving WWE, since leaving the grapevine of hell, has gone on to win 2 championships in 2 separate promotions. has settled into TNA very well. She's one of 5 wrestlers I would theoretically build a division around that I have confidence in. But I really do like what I see from Indy Hartwell. It's good to see her free, and she's away from that absolute nugget. She's away from that nugget, Candice LeRae. But it's good to see her go. Match starts very strong, and it starts with Indy Hartwell in full domination. Forces Tasha Steelz into the corner. Let's go Indy chants take over again. I don't mind these chants. These aren't stupid chants. We get a body slam and a running knee, and Tasha Steelz, being a crafty little heel, rolls out to the ring. Simply put, at this point, Indy Hartwell runs the ropes as well. Goes for a big boot and fails. Tasha Steelz trips her successfully. It's a very quick little trip. Oh, I'm maybe. No comment. We get a running elbow from Indy Hartwell on Indy Hartwell, sorry, from Tasha Steelz, and then a sliced bread, 2 count, which I think is lovely. Problem is though, is Tasha Steelz does what every heel does when they don't get there. She took her eye off the ball and she got the Hurts Donut by Indy for the win. Indy was a great snag for TNA, I agree, and it's good that she got away from the little hermit crab, Candice LeRae, because let's be real, Candice LeRae is a hermit crab with no talent. Indy is very good. Wait, who is the manager? Tasha Steelz? She was actually doing quite good in the side role, but she has been back in matches though. I agree. They need to build it around Steelz and Indy. I would build it around Harley Hudson as well, the newcomer, Myla Grace, Zaya Brookside. Like, they're 5 talents in particular that I would be like, you know what, you can build it around them. If Kylan King returns soon, I'll be happy. Oh, Candice LeRae, I don't know. I don't watch SmackDown. I've got better things to do. I haven't watched SmackDown in over a month and a half. That would be my estimate. Build the division around them. Keep adding slowly. I didn't even like her on the indie scene. I didn't even like her on the indie scene when she was wrestling great matches against men, accordingly. Head to the back. Mustafa Ali, rage befits him. Abu, I'll give you something better to do. You can use this. Here's some old wrestling matches on that Daily Motion account. I recommend it. There's lots of stuff in there you'll like. Mustafa Ali walks down to ringside. He is infuriated by Tasha Steelz. I am not sure what's going on with Mustafa Ali, but I do agree with what I tweeted, though. Again, I agree with my own words. I do like that they're adding layers to him losing his sanity, but I'm not sure if him attacking Tasha Steelz was the right answer. I don't know if that's the right answer, but I'm also annoyed as well that it looks like they're breaking up the Order 4 already. I'm not particularly pleased about that. I'll be really annoyed as well if the reports come out, like when Mustafa Ali tweeting he's going to go and do another international tour. I'll be annoyed if it comes out and it says, "Oh, Mustafa Ali's last matches against all odds." I will be sick. Like, I will be physically sick. John Scott obviously gets in the ring. Jason Hodge just like really, really gets in Ali's face. The crowd chant kick his ass, but rightly so. Not particularly sure if this is a good idea. I'm not. The match will be good, by the way, tonight. Jason Hodge versus Mustafa Ali will be a sleeper match, but I'm just not sure about this. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think it's really, really poor. Following this, Tom Hannafan on commentary says that Mance Warner versus Steve Macklin for international titles tonight. Well, from last night is tonight. Steve Macklin, for all your worth, you're the most important champion in TNA right now, but God forbid you need a real opponent, mate, because Mance Warner's about as real as a daydream. We get a video package from Mance Warner and Steph DeLander again. Congratulations. No, it doesn't. Not in this way. It's a bad call. Mance Warner doesn't translate to any sort of stream. Also, I want to say though, congratulations to Steph DeLander on the new book. Congratulations. I might try and get a copy. I might try and get a copy just so I can have a read, or I'll find a version online and I'll read it. Mance Warner says that he is going to target the scar on Macklin's head from the dog collar match. Again, good, brutal match. We see night vision shots because obviously on this show as well, we've got Monsters Ball, Rosemary versus Zaya Brookside. Rosemary vows to finish the final step of Brooks' turn to the darkness. Sure, turn her to the dark side. I'm sure Darth Zaya works in nothing. We go to commercial break, which is very helpful. We come back to Jason Hodge talking to Tasha Steelz, who's on the phone. I'm eager to see who's on that phone call. I'm thinking it's probably Cedric Alexander or some other released talent, potentially. And again, they carry on this segment and they go to the whole wrong number bollocks. Something's going on. I don't know. Consequences for Jason Hodge is the match that's coming up. He tells him that he will have consequences against all odds. So we'll see how that goes. Following this, we get the strangest match in the strangest segment. And like I said, this is where Ring of Honor does slightly come into the fold here. But, well, yeah. Eric Young versus Moose. X Division title. The fact that Moose is closing in on this record run makes me sick. You knew that this match was a setup to begin with. There's a lot of interference because that's Moose is basically using the Roman Reigns formula. If it's not a rope break, if it's not a ref bump, it's interference, and then eventually it's a spear. This is unoriginal. This is unoriginal shit. I'm sorry, like I can't get behind that crap. Moose would win. The match was relatively okay. It wasn't great. It was just okay. It's bog standard for a title that actually meant the world to me. Now it feels like I'm losing my excitement over it. Moose has been champion for over 220 days. And I actually feel pain. I feel pain for this division because if he breaks this run, then where does that go from here? Like, I actually asked that question out from a perspective of fear because he shouldn't be the longest reigning champion. Far from it. Hurts my brain thinking that. No, no, no. It's not the John Moxley formula. No. If anything, you could say it's Hogan's formula, then Roman's formula, but I'd say mostly Hogan. I caught you like a fishing net. I just baited you in, and it was easy. Hook, line, and sinker. I won't understand why, though, after this match. You're going back to America after this. The Canadian tour is about to end. You're going back to America. We knew the Eric Young babyface turn was going to be short-lived. But why would you have him attack a fan? Like, I get it. Obviously, you get heat and shit, but that's not effective. Attacking a fan when... Is that really what it stands for? No. Kind of, but not for this one. I still think it's a bad call. Again, what was said between that fan and Natalia is different. This was simply... It just didn't feel right. It kind of hampered the show a little bit. I don't know. It felt strange, though. I couldn't put my finger on it. Really, really strange. We go to a backstage segment. Spitfire are no more. Danny Luna backstage. Danny Luna's brilliant. She's one of the 5 women I would build this division around as well. 6 women, actually. She's on her own. She's no longer a team with Jodie Fret. Again, good, because she was part of the problem. She just kept being used in tag team title matches when she's actually good enough to be a main event main champion herself. She feels herself to become the knockout she knows she can become. And then we go to a commercial break. Show returns to Joe Pisstake. He's talking to the camera like he thinks he's important. Joe, you embarrass TNA. You embarrass me as a Scotsman. Simply put, your performance was crap, mate. Your performance was crap, mate. And I'm glad that Kazarian mugged you off. And if Kazarian doesn't win tonight against all odds, I'm going to be pissed. Because Joe Hendry doesn't deserve a win for months now. He should be buried for the rest of 2025. I don't care. I don't care. Every time he gets a big match, have him lose. You disgraced TNA. You disgraced us all. And I like Joe. He's a nice guy. But, mate, you disgraced my company. You disgraced our company. You fucking disgraced it by losing to a bum that can't wrestle. You embarrass me. And I'm going to keep talking in this monotone instead of getting all aggressive with it, because that does nothing. I'm just going to say, simply put, Joe Hendry, you're an embarrassment. But at least your 8-bit form is cool. It's much better without lyrics. Much better without lyrics. Working you? What gave you that impression? But yeah, I'm genuinely disappointed with Joe Hendry. And he better not win. He better not fucking win at all. Back to the ring, and the fucking concierge of the Elegance crapload is actually in the ring as well. We get two members of the Elegance brand, or the Scum brand as I call it. Luckily, Dana Brooke is not in this match or at ringside, thankfully. But we get Heather and M by Elegance, because Maggie's apparently not good enough. They call her M. She must be waiting for Mr. Bond. And out comes to the ring following this the two newcomers, Harley Hudson and Myla Grace. I quite like this. I quite like the two newcomers. They certainly settled in really well. I think they're in the next. I think they're going to be the next champions. I like what I saw from them. They're adapting really well. They've had some good matches on Explosion. I'm just waiting to see how much faith, because they also lost this match as well. The Piss Take group did win, but there was no Dana Brooke, so that's a result. I absolutely was not. It was a moonsault that did get the win here as well, but hey ho. The TNA injury report segment appears, and after that we go straight back to another shot of Rosemary and Zaya Brookside. And it goes back to commercial break. We come back to a video package of Monsters Ball. Again, Monsters Ball hasn't been good in years. Just him. This was, although to be fair, I will give these women credit. This one was actually brutal. I did like what I saw from this. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure what they're doing with this. Dana's got no choice. I'm tearing her group apart. They're fucking crap. TNA has been around for 23 years. Monsters Ball is an important match stipulation or gimmick match, and we're already at the 60th Monsters Ball match. Absolutely insane. Rosemary gets the living shit kicked out of her, and then she does an Undertaker setup. We get a spear, 2 count only. We get a poison mist attempt. Brookside avoids it, and she does a slam on a pile of chairs, gets the win. We move on. This match was not particularly great, but it was okay. The trouble is it's not leading to anything. Like, when you look at it, Zaya Brookside is going straight into a 6-woman tag, when Rosemary will be twiddling her thumbs like this. I didn't see anything from this. We got a backstage segment from the Rascals. Again, what a quality team these two are. Happy and excited for their tag team title match that they have tonight. I want them to win, but I don't expect them to. I think the Nemeths will retain the same way they always do. Show returns from a short break to a whole new stupid part of the show where it's what happened on NXT this week. Don't fucking care. And I hate that what's happened, but Santana got buried. But hey, high regard by WWE. High regard, mate, got buried. That's something actually I need to do. I need to cover Noah as well because I love watching Noah. I need to bring up so much the Japanese scene. I'm going to do Japanese weekly stuff. I need to find a place for it. I'm going to try and find a spot for it somewhere. We get to see the recap of First Class screwing Santana at the title again. That was absolutely pathetic. Like, really, I absolutely hate that shit. And then we get a segment advertised for Against All Odds where Santana's going to be accompanying First Class on their talk show. Again, this is fucking wank. We get a video package. Elijah comes out strumming his guitar. He can strum all he wants. It makes no difference. And obviously, Elijah versus Trick is advertised for Against All Odds. That's the main event. Phase to black. We get an update on the main event, which is a 6-person tag. Ugh. And we've got fucking Robert Stone versus Santino Marella for the Director of Authority match. Sorry, the Director of Authority role in a match tonight. This is horse shit. I think the way it's going, it's quite possible. It's certainly possible. It goes to commercial break, comes back to Li Yang Lee. She's getting ready for her match. I'm actually looking really forward to that. Li Yang Lee versus Masha Slamovich for the Knockouts title. Santino Marella comes out, grabs a microphone, talks about coming to TNA 2 years ago. Well, nearly 2.5 years ago. Talks about it didn't take him long to fall in love again with pro wrestling, which I admire. It's really nice. And he talks about how he's missed a lot of Ariana Grace's life growing up. Again, your daughter's not talented, mate. Sorry. Robert Stone and that bitch Victoria Crawford comes out. The crowd chants "You suck" twice, like all over. And then he vows to beat Santino and make it so he's never allowed in TNA again. Again, this is going to be so crap. Like this is genuinely the worst segment of pro wrestling back-to-back weeks. I'm sorry, but if any TNA fan likes this, you are a absolute gimpsoid. I'm sorry. This is the worst shit TNA is pulling off these segments, plus Dana fucking Brooke. Main event time, 6-person tag. The Nemeths and Frankie Kazarian versus Matt Hardy, Leon Slater, and Mike Santana. Ahead of the event, which is in Arizona as well. Tempe, Arizona, the Mullet Arena. We get show promotion, of course. We get obviously Against All Odds pre-show. Mike Santana will be on A First Class Penthouse, which is their talk show. I guarantee you that moron O'Shea Jackson or whatever his Ice Cube name is going to be on there with that busted open prick. They're all going to be on that pre-show, guarantee you, or the countdown show as they call it. And you wonder why I don't watch that shit. I stopped watching it because the minute I saw Busted Open on one of the shows a few months ago, I literally stopped watching the countdown shows. I got so angry. If you don't believe me, ask Catherine. Ask Catherine. Inside the Impact Zone, we get as the theme song starts for him, the zip down for Nick Nemeth's theme song goes off. And then out comes the tag team champions, world class Nick Nemeth and jobber Ryan. Then, of course, the enjoyment theme song. Here comes Frankie Kazarian, the self-proclaimed king of TNA. This is a good team. If you remove Ryan Nemeth, this is a good team. And then obviously out comes the Hardys, Leon Slater. Well, Leon Slater Hardy as he is when he teams with Matt Hardy, which is actually a good look for him. And then obviously Mike Santana comes out. This guy's incredible. Again, he comes out to the ring through the crowd, but the difference is, unlike Jey Uso, he doesn't look like a clown. He comes out normal, walks the ring, boom. Match starts straight away with a brawl, just how it should do. And I just like the way it goes back and forth. Matt Hardy starts the match, beats the living shit out of Kazarian, tags in Leon Slater, hits a poetry in motion on Kazarian. Ryan Nemeth tags in to protect Kazarian, lets him have a rest. And we proceed, of course, throughout the whole thing. Kazarian gets back in the ring, and then Matt also comes back in. Nick Nemeth trips up Matt on the floor just to remove the numbers. Referee doesn't see it, of course. This allows Kazarian to just get some control, some effort in the match, which is good. And then Kazarian tags in Nick. Nick takes some control. Ryan then sneaks in as well. Doesn't really do much. Again, it's fast paced. The only sad thing about this match is Ryan Nemeth. Slater tags in. Hot tag kicks off. Yeah, it was extremely pissed. Slater tags in. We got a hot tag flying over the ring. I was very pissed. TNA chants go across the crowd. We get a blue thunder bomb. Again, not so bad. I'm surprised that Ryan Nemeth knows what a blue thunder bomb is. Just kidding. It's Leon Slater. He does it to Nick, which is even funnier. We get the super kick attempt from Nick Nemeth. Goes for the super kick. Slater avoids this. Gets a leg lariat. And then makes tag to Santana, who comes in, hits a double rolling buck 50. Goes for the pin. This is broken up. We get a Death Valley driver, 2 count. And then we get some interference. Here comes Hardy and Slater. Get a twist of fate. Then we get a slingshot twist of slate. If you've never seen the twist of slate, give that a look. We get to the top rope. Ryan obviously hits him down with the top rope crotch chop. Santana hits a rolling buck 50. We get a roll up. 2 count, not enough. We then get a spin the block from Santana. Get the win for the baby faces. Ryan Nemeth eats the pin. So we know that Ryan Nemeth is going to be the one that gets the victory against all odds tonight. So, yeah. Simply put, I'm giving it same way I did on terms of who wins the show battle one week or the next. Ring of Honor won it last week convincingly. This week, TNA had a good show. So did Ring of Honor. Still some little problems here and there, but I'm going to give it a tie. No point. So Ring of Honor still leads. We'll see if TNA can turn it around next week. Not sure. But I'm eager to find out. But can't promise much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to send you all the link because that's how we do it. Let me just quickly get it for you. Well, that makes sense why TNA are doing this, are doing that. They are actually putting the full show up on the TNA channel at 11 o'clock. If you haven't watched TNA this week, it is live at 11, which is just pointless. Next week as well on the Ring of Honor channel, just to let you know, they are putting up the Claudio versus Eddie Kingston match, so try and avoid it. The Ring of Honor channel is putting up some good stuff at the minute. Now they've changed the Ring of Honor countdown start time to 2:30. Strange. Anyway, I said we had a match, so in the chat is your match reaction for the night before, well, your match watch along of the night before we wrap up. It is Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero from Halloween Havoc. Here we go. Bell rings. Eddie sucks chance by the WCW faithful. This is Rey Mysterio's coolest outfit, and this is mask versus title. Go for a slap. Mysterio ducks. Hits a punch. Headlock takeover. Irish whip. Moonsault. Into an arm drag. Lovely. Leapfrog. Sends him flying with a monkey flip drop kick. And then crossbody over the top. Mysterio holds on. And pulls back in. Mysterio. Speed. That plancha. Look at that failed plancha attempt. Crafty by Guerrero. Guerrero drives Mysterio into the steps. For anyone watching as well, I will be on Nick Teodoro's channel as well, 11 o'clock UK time. Just they've asked me to appear on the show for a little bit, doing a little trivia section. That'll be fun. The Tope Atomico from Guerrero on the back of Mysterio. European uppercut. Irish whip reversed. There's a drop kick. Mysterio back to his feet, runs the ropes full speed, handspring. There's a back suplex counter. Guerrero up top, brain buster. 2 count from a brain buster. Guerrero, Irish whip, tilt-a-whirl. Yes, tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Kick out. Brian Silver and referee. He was a good referee back in the day. Tearing the mask, crafty by Guerrero. Psychological damage. Abdominal stretch. Ripping the mask. See, it's psychological. hated the mask versus title match stipulations. It was horrible. I hated this. Yeah, the aggressiveness was incredible from Guerrero at this point. This is the best version of Eddie Guerrero. Yanking the abdominal stretch up. There's a backbreaker. Cover. Hand down control covers from Eddie Guerrero. Full mount pinfall. Mysterio gets his body up. Monkey flip. Use the ropes. DDT. Runs the ropes. Mysterio dropkick again. And Guerrero's outside. Runs springboard. Lovely. Excellent timing by Guerrero that was for that counter on the springboard. Vicious Irish whip off the steel railing. Look at that angle there, the camel clutch. He's not sitting straight on him, he's sitting rotation. There's the mask. That's it. I hate that they did the mask versus title, I really do. I love this move. Gory special. This is what Mercedes May should be using as a finisher, not the fucking shitty money maker that she uses. Dropkick missed. Guerrero ducks back. Dropkick to the back of the head. Nintendo Switch 2 advert. I mean, to be fair, I still have my original Switch, but I'm still tempted to get a Switch 2. Cyberpunk on it looks quality, to be fair. Might get one after payday. We'll see. I mean, I've still got the car to do as well. I've got my driving test in 3 months. The PlayStation, the new PSP's coming out as well, or the new version. Eddie Guerrero's got a bow and arrow, half bow and arrow stretch, knee into the ribs. Mysterio is being asked to tap out. He's refusing to quit. And there's the release grip. Drops down. There's a back elbow. That Halloween Havoc stage was incredible. Mysterio gets both hands on the ropes. European uppercut. Knife edge chop. Mysterio fighting back. And a chop of his own. Ooh, trapped in the tree of woe. There's a hesitation drop kick. This spot's brilliant. Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Guerrero down. That's a split dick. That's a posted split dick. They do love a split dick on the post. We are back in the ring. Mysterio chasing Guerrero. Of course, we get an ad break. Thank you. We've got 4 and a bit minutes left of this video. Irish whip into another backbreaker counter. Hurricane Rana cover. 2 count only. There's a clothesline. Guerrero exerting his dominance. Guerrero's got like 40 pounds on him. Mysterio goes for a moonsault DDT. Guerrero ducks away. There's 619. Hurricane Rana over the top rope. Just that crafty shit that he never done in WWE. Just like, nah, I don't need that anymore. I'm like, no, this was cool. Here comes Mysterio. Toby con Hilo into Hurricane Rana. Love it. Eddie Guerrero seeing stars. Here we go. Back in the ring. Mysterio climbing the top rope. Whisper in the wind. No, it was a whisper in the wind, Iron Mike. 2 count. Body slam. Yes. He goes up. Springboard moonsault. Knees to the ribs. Love it. Power bomb. A much better power bomb than Gunther. Eddie sucks chance kicking in. I love the use of the crowd. Fireman's carry, runs, drives Mysterio into the turnbuckle. Signaling for another lariat. Boom. Over the top. Face first, and there's a lariat. Spinning heel kick. He wants the West Coast pop. What a backbreaker counter. Honestly, people say Roderick Strong's the master of the backbreaker, but I think Eddie Guerrero was the real master. And that includes Bret Hart, honestly. I think Bret's second. Guerrero top. Tope Atomico missed. Ooh. Lovely. Going for a super back suplex. Mysterio fighting off. Elbow from Guerrero. He's got Mysterio up. Going for an outsider's edge. Super Hurricane Rana. I loved his WCW theme song. It was so underrated. Rage for losing. Guerrero attacks the new champ. That title was gorgeous. But Mysterio's like, I'm no selling that. Bye. Ugh, it's actually recommended a sit down interview for Lyra Valkyria. Well, that's a skip because she can't talk normally. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your review tonight. We're going to get out here before 2.5 hours, which is fun. I will see you tomorrow. I've got Jamie on. We might have Ailey. She is away to Pokemania, which is only 30 minutes away from me. Tomorrow I might go. I don't know. So I might see Ailey. I might not. But if not, you might see her on stream tomorrow. I'm hoping so. If not, she'll be on the review stream. But yes, tomorrow Jamie will be on. If anyone else would like to join us live on the prediction stream tomorrow, you're more than welcome. I would love to have more people on because, again, you guys are brilliant. But in the meantime, like, share, subscribe, share this channel with people that love wrestling, that like a different way of wrestling being promoted to them. And check out the likes of Covalent TV, Graps TV, and even though he's a bitch for what he did to me tonight, same to Matt's channel, Graps TV. We talk wrestling, but we don't talk bullshit. If you want bullshit, listen to Busted Open. Listen to the guy from New York that doesn't know what wrestling is. Definitely isn't me, because I know what pro wrestling is. On the other hand, I bid you all good night. If you're watching Against All Odds, enjoy. If you're watching SmackDown, survive. House of Glory this weekend as well, Money in the Bank. But in the meantime, I'll be back for that tomorrow. Bye-bye.